Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. We're going to get started by just finding a comfortable seated position. So whatever that looks like for you, you can make your way there now. And we're just going to start by slowing down that breath. So feel free to let the eyes close. You can place your hands either on your knees or in your lap. And then we're just going to start by taking a few nice slow shoulder rolls. So bringing your shoulders all the way up to your ears, rolling them back and down. And we're just going to roll those shoulders up again, back and down. And just take one more nice big shoulder roll. And then once your shoulders come down, just softening them away from your ears. And as you inhale, I want you to sit up a little bit taller. Nice tall posture here, keeping those shoulders relaxed. Just taking a few breaths to let go of your day. Settle into your mat. And just softening the jaw here, maybe letting your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. And I just want you to check in with that space between your eyebrows. See if you can relax your third eye. Taking any tension out of the forehead. And just continuing to slow down the breath, relaxing. And as we stay here just a little bit longer, I want you to turn your chin over top of that right shoulder. So keeping your chin parallel to the floor, but just turning your head over to the right. Keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable. And then nice and slowly start to turn your chin back to the middle and all the way over to the left. Keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed. Feeling a gentle stretch through the neck. Awesome, you guys. Gently turn your chin back to face the front, placing your hands on the floor beside you. With a nice deep inhale, you're going to reach that right arm up and over. So reach up for the ceiling and then lean over to the side, lengthening through the side body. Feeling a side stretch here. You can lean over as far as feels good. And with a nice deep inhale, lift yourself all the way back up. Place that right hand down. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling and then over. Feeling that nice side stretch and using a nice deep inhale. Lift yourself all the way up. Bringing your hands back to your knees or your lap. Take one more shoulder roll. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Roll all the way back and down. Awesome. We're starting to open up the eyes if you're still closed. And just looking out with a soft gaze, we're going to find tabletop. So finding your hands and your knees. Spreading those fingers nice and wide here. So tucking your toes underneath. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, lift those knees off the mat for downward facing dog. So keeping those fingers spread nice and wide. And we're just going to pedal our feet a little bit here. So bend one knee, straighten the other. Just warming up the back of the legs, those shoulders. Keeping that breath nice and slow, nice and deep. Just letting your head be heavy, softening the neck. Let's stay for one more nice deep inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, start to look to the top of your mat. And exhale, walk your feet all the way up. Pausing here in a forward fold. So we're just going to bend our knees here. You can let your head hang heavy. Option 2, dangle those arms down or maybe hang on to opposite elbows. And then feel free to rock your hips from side to side if that feels good for you. Just gently pulling your belly button back towards your spine. Folding forward.
And if you've got your elbows, you can start to release your hands back towards the mat. Using an inhale, roll yourself up to standing like a rag doll, one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the top. Once you get there, take a nice big shoulder roll, rolling your shoulders back and down. Turn your palms to face forward. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can find the shins, slightly gazing forward, going for a nice flat back here. Take one more inhale. And exhale, fold. Bend those knees. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching up, looking up. Exhale your hands through heart center, down to your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. Turn your palms to face forward. Spread the fingers. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back here, slightly gaze forward, sticking your butt out, starting to feel a stretch to the back of your legs. Take one more inhale. And exhale, fold, bend those knees. Inhale, all the way up, reaching up, looking up. Exhale your hands through heart center into your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. One more, inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's plant our hands, step or walk your feet back into your downward facing dog. So still warming up that body. I want you to keep your feet hip width apart, turning those heels to point out just slightly. Take your dog for a little walk, or maybe you want to be nice and still. Just feel what you feel. Let your head relax here. Maybe you can look at your toes or the middle of your mat as opposed to your fingertips. Awesome, you guys. Let's take one more full breath. And with your next inhale, start to look to the top of your mat again. Exhale, walk or step all the way up. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Reach up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center to your sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hand, step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat, finding a lunge. So just taking a second to make sure you have your front knee over top of that front ankle. Feel free to drop the back knee or keep that back knee lifted. But I want you to take some weight out of those fingertips, using your core strength here, even picking that chest off of that front knee. Awesome, you guys. Looking down towards that front big toe. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, drop your hands, step your front foot back into your downward facing dog. Walk your big toes to touch. Inhale your right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, send that foot all the way to the top of your mat, finding that lunge. So take a second to set up, knee over top of ankle. Feel free to drop the back knee. Keep it lifted, whatever works best for you. Find your breath here. Try to stay light through those fingertips. Awesome work. With your next inhale, shift your gaze forward to the front of the room. Exhale, step your back foot all the way up to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Reach up, look up. Let's pause at the top for an extra breath, standing really tall. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step that left foot all the way back. Find that lunge. Take a moment to set up and then settle in. Awesome work. Find your breath. Using that core strength. Just breathe. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Plant your hands. Step your front foot all the way back into your downward dog. Walk your big toes together. Inhale your left foot nice and high. Exhale, sending that foot through. Find your lunge. Set it on up. Feel free to drop the back knee. And then just breathe. Awesome work, you guys. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Step your front foot or your back foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Soon as you reach the top, bring your palms together and start to exhale. Fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back into a plank. So just take a second to spread those fingers nice and wide. Bringing your wrists right underneath of your shoulders, pulling your belly button back towards your spine. Feel free to drop to the knees. You can always drop to the knees. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, bend those elbows, slowly lower yourself all the way down. Find the top of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down, squeezing your elbows in towards your sides. Stay here or straighten those arms a little bit more, but still squeezing the elbows in towards your sides here. Cobra. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears, soften your glutes. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, tuck those toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, walk your dog, or just find stillness. Just breathing wherever you are. Awesome work, you guys. When you're ready for it, walk your big toes back together. Inhale your right foot up. Exhale, send that foot through all the way to the top of your mat. We're going to spin our back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. So reach those arms up. Take a moment to bend that front knee, shining your belly button forward to the front of the room. Relax those shoulders. You can always bring your hands to prayer if it's too much, wherever you want to do or wherever you want to be with those arms. Take one more inhale. And exhale, bring your hands down. Step your front foot back into your plank. So from your knees or your toes, take one more inhale. Exhale, start to lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Find the top of your feet. Inhale into your cobra. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. Stay here or maybe find upward facing dog, lifting those thighs off of the mat, finding the top of the feet. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lift on those hips all the way into your downward dog. Big toes are going to come together. Inhale your left foot nice and high. Exhale, sending that foot through. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Reach on up, bend that front knee. Feel those legs working. Awesome work, you guys. Relax those shoulders a little bit more. Maybe you can spread the fingertips if you're reaching up. Take one more inhale. And exhale, drop your hands. Step your front foot back into your plank. From your knees or your toes, stay for one more inhale. And exhale, lower to your mat or halfway for chaturanga, a low tricep push-up. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome work, you guys. Take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. And with your next inhale, start to look to the top of your mat. And exhale, walk or step. Both feet up to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Reach on up, look up. Take an extra deep breath in. And use an exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. That left foot is going to come all the way back into a lunge. So you can drop your back knee if you want it or keep it lifted. Your left hand's going to stay planted and you're going to start to twist, reaching up with that right arm. Spread those fingertips. This is too much. You could rest that right hand on your front knee. Opening up that right shoulder. See if you can stack it on top of that left one. Twist. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Step your front foot into your downward facing dog. Use an inhale to look forward. Exhale, walk or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Pause at the top for an extra breath. And use an exhale to tip all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant those hands, step your right foot all the way back. Find that lunge. Feel free to drop your back knee. Right hand is going to stay down. Inhale, reaching up with the left or resting that hand on your knee. Either way, try and pull that left shoulder back, opening the chest. Breathe. Twist. One more inhale here. And exhale. Lower that left hand down. Stepping your front foot back into that downward facing dog. Awesome. You guys take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Let's lower our knees all the way down to the mat. And so we're going to keep our hips stacking on top of the knees. We're just going to start to walk our hands out in front, really reaching for the front of the room and starting to drop the chest and the forehead down for a puppy dog or cat stretch. So just keep those hips nice and high, feeling this through the shoulders, either resting the forehead on the mat or maybe your chest does touch down and you can let the chin rest on your mat and look forward. Just slowing down your breath here. And with your next inhale, let's start to walk the hands back in underneath those shoulders. Tucking the toes, take an inhale. And exhale, lift those knees up, downward facing dog. Walk your big toes together when you're ready for it. Inhale, that right foot nice and high. And exhale, send that foot through to the top of your mat. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, opening it up into warrior two. So having a nice wide stance on your mat. Bending into that front knee. This time our belly button is facing the left side of the room. Extending one arm in front, one arm behind. You can spread those fingertips nice and wide. And then with your gaze, turn that chin over your front shoulder. Breathing here. Feel those legs as you sink a little deeper into the lunge. Feel those hips as well. So good. With your next inhale, straighten your front leg. Reaching forward. We're going to lower that hand down to our shin. Maybe your ankle. Reaching up with the left, Trikonasana, feeling the length through the back of that front leg. And again, stacking that left shoulder on top of the right, opening up through the chest. I want you to use your core strength here, pulling your belly button back towards your spine. You can look up, you could look down, wherever your neck prefers. And take one more inhale. And exhale. With an inhale, we're going to come back up into our warrior two. So lift on up, bending into that front knee, extending your arms in front and behind. Turn that gaze forward. Settle in here. Feel those legs. Awesome work, you guys. Squeeze that back leg. Wake it up. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down. Spin your back heel up and then step your front foot back into your plank from your knees or your toes. Stay for an inhale and an exhale to lower halfway or all the way to your mat. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome, you guys. Walk your big toes together when you're ready. Inhale your left foot nice and high. Exhale, send that foot through. Spin your back heel down. Inhale on up into warrior two. Take a second to adjust that stance. And then bend into that front knee. Adding those arms. Breathe wherever you're at. Awesome work, you guys. With your next inhale, let's straighten that front leg. Reach forward. Lower your hand down to your shin or your ankle, sweeping your right fingertips up to the ceiling. Breathing here. Feeling the length of the back of that front leg. Settle in. Drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. And inhale is going to bring us all the way back up into our warrior two. So bend into that front knee. Wake up those legs. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Cartwheel those hands down. Spin your back heel up, stepping back into your plank from your knees or your toes as you exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome job, you guys. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, lower your knees all the way down to your mat. Bring your big toes together, slide your knees out nice and wide, and drop your hips down towards your heels. Child's pose, resting the forehead on the mat. So nice and slowly, let's start to lift our head back up, walk your shoulders in, and we're just going to transition into a seated position. So you could cross your ankles, let your legs come out in front, having a seat on your sit bones. So your right leg is going to stay out long, and you're going to bring your left foot in towards your thigh. So just take a moment to make sure your right leg's coming straight out in front. It's not coming out to the side or to the other side. And with an inhale, we're just going to reach up, sitting nice and tall. And as you exhale, start to tip forward, leading with your heart and your chest. And you can start to flex your foot here. That might deepen the stretch you're getting in the back of your leg and your calf. And just take a few breaths here in this forward fold. Staying for just 3 more breaths, feeling that stretch to the back of your leg. Maybe dropping the chest a little bit more. And then with a nice deep inhale, you're going to start to lift yourself all the way back up. Bringing that left leg out and tucking your right foot in towards that inner leg. That left leg's going to come out straight in front of you this time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, start to tip forward, leading with your chest here. So if anything was going to hit your leg first, it's going to be your chest instead of your head or your forehead by really rounding. So keeping that nice long spine. And just taking a few breaths here. Just softening through those shoulders. You can flex your foot if you want a little bit extra. And just 3 more breaths here on this side. And using an inhale, you can start to lift yourself all the way back up. That right leg's going to come out again. We're going to bend both of our knees, planting our feet. You're going to hang on to the back of your thighs, and you're going to start to lean back just a little bit, just so you can start to take some weight out of those toes. I want you to sit nice and tall though, so really lengthen through your spine, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. We're making our way into boat pose. So maybe your toes don't actually leave your mat. Draw your belly button back towards your spine. You're still going to feel the work here. If you are able to hover those toes above the ground, you can start to lift them. But keep that nice, tall, or long spine. If you want to let go of your legs, you can let go of your legs. Breathing here, really drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Feel free to close your eyes. I swear it makes it easier. Maybe start to curve the corners of your lips up towards the ceiling, maybe smiling in this. Awesome, you guys. Take one more inhale. And exhale, very slowly drop those feet back down. Let your knees come out wide and your soles of your feet come together for a butterfly. So just rock your upper body from side to side here, releasing those hip flexors. And then when you're feeling good, you can start to bring those knees back together. We're going to lay on down onto our backs. So just keep those feet planted, knees bent. I want you to slide your heels as close to your hips as you can. You might actually be able to touch them with your fingertips, but if you can't, don't worry about it. And also make sure that your feet are hip width apart right now instead of together. So as you inhale, you're going to start to lift your hips off the mat, bridge pose. Push into your feet, lift those hips. From here, you can start to walk your shoulder blades closer together. You can even clasp your hands together, pushing them into the mat beneath you, lifting those hips a little bit higher, thinking about drawing that collarbone towards your chin without moving your chin towards your collarbone. Awesome, you guys. Still drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Working those legs, those glutes. And let's take one more inhale. And exhale, nice and slowly. Start to bring those shoulders out from you and lower your hips all the way down. So you can keep your feet planted and let your knees rock side to side, or you could actually bring your knees into your chest and then rock side to side. So if you've got your feet off the floor right now, start to bring them back down. We're just going to lift our hips up a little bit and slide them over to the right side of the mat. Then from here, your knees are going to come over to the left. So twisting. Stack those knees on top of each other, or maybe wrap the top leg over the bottom leg. Twisting, adjust those shoulders so that they're both still resting on the mat. You can extend your arms out to either side if that works for you. And just taking a few nice breaths here. If you want to get into your neck a little bit, you could bring your chin over that right shoulder. And stay for one more breath. And with an inhale, you can start to bring those knees back up. Plant your feet. We're going to shift our hips over to the left side of our mat this time, and then let those knees fall over to the right. So either stack your knees or cross the top leg over the bottom leg, and just checking that left shoulder's staying down on your mat. And feel free to extend the arms or just rest them on your legs. Maybe turning that chin to the left shoulder this time. So staying for just another breath. And then using an inhale to lift those knees all the way back up. Plant your feet just one more time, either rocking your knees side to side or bringing your knees all the way in towards the chest. Just massaging the low back. When you're ready, you can start to extend your legs out nice and long on your mat. And I just want you to clasp your hands together behind your head, pulling your chin towards your collarbone, lengthening the back of the neck. And as you look towards your feet, I want you to move them out mat width apart. Nice and wide. Take one more inhale. And exhale very gently. Place your head back down. All the way onto your mat, and bringing your arms beside you. Flip the palms to face up. Setting up for Shavasana, our final relaxation. Feel free to stay here as long as you feel like it, you guys. Awesome work today, and until we meet again, namaste.